TikTok is currently getting sued in 14 different states for the negative effects that this app has on its young users. And there have been multiple revelations from leaked documents within the TikTok company that they did not want to reach public view. And one of these revelations is that TikTok's algorithm artificially promotes people who are beautiful in the For You page, and it artificially demotes any videos from people who are deemed not attractive. Dude, okay. So essentially TikTok just says no to ugly people becoming successful on their platform.
We talked about this not that long ago. Is pretty privilege a thing? Yes.
Absolutely.
It absolutely is.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it existing.
I make the joke all the time. I'm like, look, I got a face for radio. That doesn't bother me. But the point we're making is like, you should be neither surprised nor upset by this. It's the way of the world. It kind of goes back to what we were talking about Tom Holland. Like, you can't control how the world works sometimes. I know a lot of Gen Z wishes they could. They wish that they could reform the world in their own image. But you can't, and beautiful people will always win out in visual mediums.
So leaked documents show that TikTok's algorithm pushes content from more attractive people while reducing the visibility of unattractive users. When a high volume of not attractive subjects were found to be populating For You pages, TikTok took action to artificially place them lower in the pecking order. The internal report claims that TikTok knowingly tweaked their algorithm to amplify users that the company views as beautiful. And for those deemed not attractive, they were pushed down, and TikTok took active steps to promote a narrow beauty norm, even though it could negatively impact their young users.
You know what I think it is? I think they hired Jordan Peterson. No fatties.
No fatties allowed.
No fatties
no
allowed.
Thank you.
Nope.
Not my type.
Not my type.
Well, this is the funniest thing about this situation is the way that these leaked documents came out. NPR reported on this. Apparently, a radio station in Kentucky publicized this information by simply copying and pasting sections of the court filings from this lawsuit into a text file. And then the redacted information just became unredacted.
I imagine some interns losing their job.
No, that would mean you get a promotion.
No, whoever was responsible for the copy.
The lawyer.
Whoever the paralegal was that was responsible for that.
Someone lost their job that day.
Monday.
Not good. But as for the beauty trend thing, yeah, there are some toxic things that go viral on the app about body image and face trends.
Look, I hate the videos of women talking while they do their makeup.
That's just bound to happen on any app where young people, especially young women, congregate. That's the kind of content that's going to be pushed to the top. The entire concept behind this lawsuit, in fact, kind of is ridiculous to me. Not going to lose any sleep over it because TikTok banned me, so get effed. But I just think it's ridiculous to sue a company for creating a product that is effective.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense, right?
We're suing you for having an addictive product. Like,
this isn't the same thing as what happened when all of the tobacco companies got sued for knowingly selling you harmful products that have physical ramifications, right?
Okay.
You can't prove this in the same way.
Mental health ramifications are far more subjective, far less provable in a court of law, but they tried their absolute best. And I want to talk about some of the other revelations in these leaked documents. This claims 95% of smartphone users under the age of 17 regularly use TikTok at least once a month. It's claimed that TikTok knew that using the app often had negative effects on essential personal responsibilities like sleep, work, school, connecting with loved ones, eating, moving around the room, and even looking at someone in the eyes.
This isn't just TikTok. I personally, we'll go back to talking about sobriety. Like, one of the things when you get sober is you have to be able to be very introspective, and you have to listen to your body and pay attention to how you react to certain things, because anything could lead to bad decisions. And I'm always acutely aware when I've spent too much time on Twitter, when I've spent too much time on Instagram. Oddly enough, those are different feelings. Too much time on Instagram feels way different to me than too much time on Twitter.
Well, sure, but the negative effects, the ramifications from overusing social media are a well-known
Yes.
phenomenon, and it's not a problem unique to TikTok specifically. And I just feel hesitant to get on board with this weird campaign against TikTok alone, because I feel like it's a good thing that we have one social media app that has the most democratic form of virality. Like, I know that they do some shady shit with the algorithm and they promote certain things and demote others, but it's still, like, TikTok still is the app where it's the easiest to go viral. And for me, the most entertaining part of using TikTok when I had one was posting, not scrolling.
Yeah.
And I found out it was the easiest way to reach people and get a message out there or tell a joke that I wanted to tell that I couldn't tell on other platforms, you know?
Because you'd be banned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I ended up banned anyway. Among revelations in this leaked document, it shows that it only takes 35 minutes or the equivalent of 206 videos to become addicted to TikTok.
It's less videos now that, like, the max video length is way longer.
Right. A spokesperson for TikTok hit back at the reporting, claiming that this cherry picks misleading quotes and takes outdated documents out of context to misrepresent our commitment to community safety. Another funny part of this is they talked about the time limits that it shows in parental controls on the app. So you can limit your kids' use of TikTok to different intervals, like 40 minutes to a couple of hours a day, which 40 minutes is still a lot of time.
Yeah.
But they found out within the company that this was a totally ineffective tool.
Yeah.
It says they found out it had little impact, accounting for just about a minute and a half drop in usage. But according to this complaint, TikTok didn't revisit the issue. And in fact, a TikTok project manager spoke candidly about the time limit feature's real goal. It was not to reduce the time spent on the app. Shocking. Imagine my shock. It was actually to improve public trust in TikTok's community safety.
It always makes me think of when WWE started offering a program after the Attitude Era and after obviously the wrestling of the 80s with all the steroids and the drug abuse and stuff like that. They implemented a rule where anyone who ever worked for WWE for any period of time could go to rehab on the company dime. And that's a great program. It helps
but it also
a lot
looks
of people.
bad.
No. It looks like they're committed to taking care of the people that work for them. Their reputation was already damaged by the steroid scandals.
Oh,
of the
okay. If it
80s,
was already bad, then-
already damaged
Yeah.
by the amount of deaths within the industry. So the best thing you can do for the company is to offer the rehab to anyone who worked there, and it's functional, right? It's kind of like the idea of capitalism. It's both beneficial to your image. What you do, the reason you do it for doesn't really matter because you're actually functionally helping people.
Well, what would be the equivalent of that for TikTok in this situation? Honestly,
No, I'm saying, but my point is they're saying like they're doing it because they made these changes because they wanted to improve company image.
Yeah.
Right? Like that shouldn't be shocking to anyone.
No,
They don't want to get you on the app a lot less.
They want
just
your
wanna make
kid on there all day,
They want to
every
make
day.
sure your kid is on there as much as possible, but they also want good public image, a good public image.
So they implement these parental control
Safeguards.
tools to make parents feel like they're in control of their kids' usage, when in reality,
Yeah.
it's TikTok who's pulling the strings, okay? And again, another problem with TikTok that is not unique to TikTok is child exploitation material. Now, this is the darkest part. Kids as young as 15 were stripping on TikTok's live stream feature, fueled by adults who were paying for it. This is according to a report from Forbes titled "How TikTok Live Became a Strip Club Filled with 15-Year-Olds."
The fact that this wasn't the headline for this article is crazy.
Well, I don't know if this was from a different finding, but it's about the same time when it came out. It says TikTok launched an internal investigation into this issue. They discovered there was a high number of underage streamers on TikTok receiving gifts or coins in exchange for stripping for adults. And again, I hate to say it, but this is not a problem unique to TikTok. We already talked about this in regard to Twitch.
Yeah.
And their constant flip-flopping on the terms of service and the community guidelines for the content on there, given that it's a 13-plus platform, not an 18-plus platform. And it was found out in this big expose on Twitch that children were streaming on the platform, even children under 13, and adults were flooding into their chats to get them to do inappropriate things on these live streams, and they were sharing the links to these live streams between each other in their own, weird PDF file chat forums.
It's like when you saw that stuff of like Desmond is amazing in the real world and you think that that's rare. Apparently it's not. There's just a lot of sickos out there.
Not at all. And it's something that people should be aware of. But again, it's not just a TikTok problem.
Did you know that? I was just reading.
We have a $30 super chat. Thank you from Jose Quintana. Brett, continue your lifelong winning battle, my friend.
Thank you.
To the Ghost Empress, can you explain publicly why you were banned on TikTok? Full disclosure, I am not on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. Long live the PCC empire.
You're probably happier for not being on any of those platforms, my friend.
Yeah.
What were you banned for?
It's a good choice. I honestly couldn't tell you exactly what got me banned. It happened only a week, maybe less, after I got hired here.
I remember that.
So I don't know if that was connected.
Can you tell people what your last video was that you posted on TikTok?
It was something really general and inoffensive, actually. But before that, I had gotten mass reported many a time for making videos that were like against birth control, against like pornography, against abortion. Like I was hitting all of the hot button issues, and I was getting a ton of hate comments, but also like a lot of following and like positive comments as well. So TikTok's arbitrary system is like, if you get mass reported, it doesn't really matter what you were reported for, we're gonna get rid of you.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just a popularity contest. Like if you make enough people angry,
For
like
instance,
you're gonna get deleted.
We still don't have our YouTube play button.
Exactly. We're getting oppressed.
I thought you'd find this interesting because I was just reading about this the other day. Aiden Ross said that they're introducing Kick Currency, where you can make money by watching live streams.
That's insane. People are totally going to game that.
Yeah.
I mean, right? You're just going to play Kick streams in your pocket while you're walking around like grocery shopping, right?
I don't know how they'll implement it, but
that's crazy. Yeah, but this thing about like kids stripping on TikTok, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest because unfortunately I'm jaded at this point. And we've talked about similar issues to this.
This job like opens you up to just how evil people are in the world.
Mm-hmm. And the all of this stuff about like kids are getting addicted to it, blah, blah, blah. That's not nearly as worrying as what I just read here. And no one's talking about that.
Doesn't have as, like, the headline is, it's not as splashy and it's harder to, it's actually so serious.
It's harder
that it's
to
harder
stomach,
to look at.
yeah.
So that's the world we live in, unfortunately.
And I don't know whatever happened to that countdown that was set by Congress.
I thought TikTok was supposed to be banned already.
The countdown of 9 months, I assume, already was up, and I didn't hear anything about whether TikTok would get banned. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.